She take my money when I'm in need. Yeah, she's a trifling friend indeed. Oh, she's a gold digger way over town that digs on me.
Welcome again to United Dreamland. I am your host, Patrick Bean, the Euphoric. I'm here today to talk about being broke. I've been in Los Angeles for almost 10 years now. I moved out of here, of Albuquerque, came here, and I've been in and out of being broke like I'm a poker player, which sucks because I'm not, and I don't really ever win money, I just lose money. But so you're broke. Aren't we all, though? Everybody is, at least at one time or another. I used to work repairing spas and hot tubs, which is a luxury item, mind you. And I used to get complaints from people and old guys that would say, I'm an old man on a fixed income, so try not to charge me too much for my, fountain that I needed. It was 40 feet tall inside of my 40 acres. I'm not sure where I'm going with the 40s, but you get what I'm saying, He obviously wasn't hurting, but he pretends like he's broke, which everyone does, and it is, at one time or another. But it's funny, it's like you had too much fun early in the month. Going out to eat, buying drinks for people you barely know. It's crazy. Everybody's way nicer at the beginning of the month, or at least after the first payday of the month. I mean, I am. I'm buying people at work coffee and shit, No way, man. It's no problem. I got this iced vanilla latte. Triple soy macchiato? Yeah, no problem. Word, no problem. Then at the end of the month, I'm asking people for their free refills from Starbucks, Maybe cops don't even have a quota at the end of the month. Maybe they're just assholes because they're underpaid just like us and spent most of their paycheck on coffee and donuts just like us. I mean, God, that makes so much sense. I have a huge coffee addiction because where I work right now is right above a Starbucks, but that really is an excuse. I'd probably skip work for 30 to 45 minutes to go and get coffee. I mean, now I'm at the coffee snob level of going to Coffee Bean or Pete's and being like, oh my God, you can totally taste the difference. Starbucks is so gross, by the way. I may have written some of this material at Starbucks, so it's not like I don't endorse it. So if you want to give me some free Starbucks, I'm okay with that. I'll even say the name again. I'm just joking. But it's funny. Like, I definitely do have an addiction to coffee, which really, really doesn't help if you're broke. I mean, any addiction, obviously, because you start throwing it into your budget, gas, rent, coffee, and then it turns into coffee, rent. Take the bike to work as long as I have coffee. It's bad, It's weird because as it gets closer and closer to rent and bills, and cats that have to have their teeth pulled, it does get closer and closer to payday. So you start to think that these things cancel each other out, and then you start to realize that maybe the numbers you put in don't really add up correctly. I mean, life costs money. It's lots and lots of money. I spent $800 on my cat last month, and I'm still trying to figure out where to get the extra loot to get me through the month. So naturally, I did what any person would do. I Googled it, typing things like ways to save money, or quick ways to make cash, or pose nude for tips, whatever. I ran into some pretty interesting or simply unappetizing ways to make dough. One person was even offering for a live-in bread maker where I would actually make dough, but I'm not living in someone's kitchen in Silver Lake. I'm pretty sure that's slavery in some form. Hipster slavery, which is, that's hell. Just shoot me now. Another guy pretending to be a woman asked me to pose in her husband's boxers and take pictures of me in them. She said she cleaned them because I was, of course, that broke that I responded with, "Are they clean and how much money?" I mean, I've made cash doing worse things, like working for Staples. I'm just kidding, I love Staples. It's a great place to go if you really enjoy waiting in lines and dealing with people that are always sadly reminding me of myself when I was working for them. I was 16 and high all the time, selling drugs to both managers too. Anyway, I came up with a lot of weird shit and then a lot of similar options. I donated blood. I'll actually pay you for that, and you can go back a few times a month even. It's not quick because it usually takes a week for an appointment, for first-time bleeders anyway. You can try to be a sperm donor, but you usually have to be, important, have a college degree, be clean of all drugs and diseases, as if someone like that would even be on Craigslist looking for quick cash options. You can also get paid to do scientific testings and studies for research. I've never done that for fear that I'm going to die for some pill that's just supposed to give me a boner. You can also recycle, but if you live in LA, lots of people are already on that, so you have a lot of competition there. Now, when I go to throw the trash, I usually just hand it to whoever's sitting next to the trash, waiting to sort through it. You can offer to babysit, but if you're a weird, gangly creature like I am, and if you don't know someone who has kids, then trust me, no one will trust you with their kids. It'd be awkward to approach someone to ask that anyway. Hi, I'm Pat. I was checking the mail the other day and peeked in your window and saw you had a few kids. Mind if I babysit them? Exactly. Plus, you're taking jobs from older brothers and sisters everywhere who would rather be doing something else. What would they complain about, Take care of the earth. Next broke option most sites suggest is just collect your change. As if you haven't done that already. That might even be the reason why you're broke in the first place. You collected all the change and paid one bill and then realized, fuck, I still have to pay for rent. Yep, it still comes every month, even though everybody acts very surprised, even myself. I usually check for change so much that I end up cleaning my entire apartment. I've of course checked all my pockets and my laundry just in case the millionaire has been wearing my clothes to some gala and forgot 100 or two in the pockets. I usually just find wrappers, lots of wrappers and receipts just to show me the stupid shit I wasted my money on instead of paying the phone bill. Next is usually sell your shit on eBay, Craigslist, yard sale, pawn shop, etc., corner store, whatever you got. This one's usually the most effective. Although your self-esteem might get a little hurt when you discover that the collector's card you were given was signed by Wayne Gretzky with an IE and not a Y, and it's not Babe Ruth. It's weird. You always overvalue your stuff. I grabbed all kinds of shit, and I'm like, oh yeah, this was $200, so I'll sell it for $100. That'd be a good deal for anybody, And it's never like that, The guy at the pawn shop even pulled up eBay with me and showed him how much he could buy the same microphone that I got. And that's when you realize you really paid way too much for it. It's the ways to make quick cash are not without their difficulty. Some are damn near impossible though. I hate the start a small business one. I hate to say it, but it does cost money to make money. When adults sell lemonade on the corner, people just think it's some To Catch a Predator trap from Dateline and are definitely going to avoid you. They usually suggest making money by taking surveys online too and working from home, which apparently has worked for some people, but not me. They always advertise, Jenny Gardner from Wisconsin has been sitting on her ass for so long taking surveys, she's won 500 serve bucks, which accumulates to a $15 gift card to Buca de Beppo if you buy 5 entrees and a bottle of Chianti, or $5 in a PayPal account that you can't redeem until you have $700 in it. I don't recommend surveys anymore, mostly because it encourages you to stay home and do nothing, which is honestly the quickest way to be broke. When I'm not working, I consume everything in the house. I drink all the liquor, I smoke all the weed, I eat all the food. Nothing ever lasts. When I buy groceries, I'm trying to save money instead of, just going out and eating some fast food or whatever, and I end up eating everything. Not a single thing lasts. But eating is just too much fun, It's the only way I spoil myself. I'm eating right now. And I might be getting a lot of shit on my keyboard, but whatever, I'll clean it later. Food's just too delicious. And then the next thing they say after I'm eating is going on a diet is a great way to save money. But it won't make you any money. And plus, going on a diet to save money is really just how everyone saves money. Being poor is not eating. It's what being homeless is. It's like you sacrificing one thing for having nothing. I think that was my biggest pet peeve on my search, was that Half of the ways to make money were ways to save money, like put $5 of every paycheck in a piggy bank or separate account, and at the end of the year, you'll have such and such amount, you know? Sorry, that's not that hard of a calculation, but fuck math, you know? Which is another reason why I'm broke, but, I mean, you see what I'm saying, you know? Saving money is not making money. The moral of my podcast today is just don't sell your soul online, which you can do, by the way. You can easily trade your car or son or daughter, whatever you want. I mean, I'm sure somebody wants it. I don't, but somebody should. It probably does. I mean, I saw some dude got like $5,000, but that might have been Jenny from Wisconsin from earlier. And just remember, I only sort of know what I'm talking about. I just talk louder than most people and have experienced a lot in my life, especially when it comes to being broke. The other day I wrote down all the jobs I've had in my past, and I think it was like upwards of 40. I'm not bad at keeping a job, I just get bored as hell. Life is all about experience, and unfortunately, being broke is just one of those experiences. Signing off, this is Patrick Bean from United Dreamland. Peace.